Welcome to Champs 2024 Seoul. Here we bear witness to the best Valorant teams on the planet, duking it out for a chance to crown themselves world champions. In this tournament, teams do not mess around. Each squad giving it their all, busting out hidden secrets and strats that they've been saving for this moment. Today, we're breaking down DRX's never-before-seen tactic of... Wait, hey, is this right? 5-man running it down? Every round? Aren't they one of the best teams in all of Pacific? What kind of playbook is this? In today's video, we're breaking down one of the worst game plans I've ever seen, and how Crew upset Korea's hometown heroes. Now, honestly, I don't know what DRX were thinking. They kinda threw this game. It's sort of like how you guys are throwing away free skins by not using buff.game. Buff is an authorized overall app with over 15 million users that allows you to play your favorite games and earn buff points to purchase Riot access codes, Steam credit, V-Bucks, and a ton more. Literally, just by playing your favorite games and having the app run in the background. It's that simple. Like, when I'm recording footage for these videos, I'm passively earning skins, and they're stupid easy to redeem. It just takes a few clicks. Buff is also safe to use with zero resource hogging, no mining, and honestly, I trust them way more than my ranked teammates to throw a decent smoke. Wait, what are you guys saying? You want more free stuff? Okay, fine. If you comment hashtag downloaded buff with your buff username, you'll get a chance at winning a $10 Riot access code. It doesn't get any more free than that. So guys, quit wasting time and start splurging on your skin collection like me with buff. And if you use my link in the description, you'll get a bonus 70 buff points. What's there to lose? I mean, if you've ever wanted to support this channel but are broke, then check out buff using my link. It's risk-free, costs you nothing, and only helps me. Do it now or I'm rigging the election. Guys, we made it to Champs, and our first map is Haven. We're gonna face some tough competition here, so we're gonna need some good strats. You guys got anything? Anyone? Wanna run it down? Sure. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, let's do it! Now, at first glance, this doesn't seem that troll. Jett and Breach are a match made in heaven that make one of the hardest hitting combos in the game. She does what this red-headed Swede can't. Follow up off his own utility. He stuns or flashes accurately across the map, and she dashes up to capitalize. Then add a bunch of other agents to the mix, like Skye, Gekko, Omen, some nano swarms, and you can demolish any site you want to take. But the issue comes in when your opponent is running something similar, but with Neon. Her blistering speed allows her to secure map control somewhere and sprint away to stack another part of the map, or flood in and retake the site quick. So if you're DRX and are running into a team that is stacking sites on your hits, or retaking as soon as you guys set foot on site, you need to adjust. Otherwise, you end up with timelines like this. Pistol round starts with all 5 DRX members ready to brawl for lobby, and 4 from crew prepared to do the same. Lobby is the most important part on this map. With it, you unlock yourself a 2-for-1 deal. A single player can hold both of these lanes, and the rest of their team can reinforce the rest of the map. But there's a lot of players here. Whichever comes out victorious wins the round. Now, despite having 9 players here, the round starts pretty peaceful. Both teams trade smokes, MTA recons lobby, that gets snapped, and DRX cage and cam short. But don't be fooled, crew are just waiting for DRX to get comfortable.
Now going to offload that util, but a stun's going to be connecting. Kesnit forced and pushed back and away. Melter with the blind. It's good connection. Dart to try and again repel and push and ward away. And in this carnage, it is DRX that are just leaving Flashback alone.
DRX fell right into Crew's trap. Instead of fighting immediately, they lured DRX in with the idea of free map control. But they hit back hard with a trade of fault lines, Relay Bolt, and most importantly, a big paranoia. The offense tried to fight back with a flash and dart, but that didn't do anything. Crew came out on top, 2 versus 1, and Cypher's already here. Wait, hold on. Wait, did Crew leave the entire map open? What if DRX had a lurk? Would they know that the rest of Haven was quiet? And maybe be more aware of some form of trap happening here on A? Maybe. The remaining defenders group up. Their goal is to stick together to ensure they can trade one another out. But both teams just play a bit of ring around the rosy, until Flashback finally catches Omen in the back of the head.
Flashback wrapping all the way around here. Just doesn't need, spotting one of the players, and he knows exactly where Shy is for the 1v1.
He couldn't pull through in the clutch, but this round, DRX witnessed 4 different players fighting for A. This should be an easy adjustment. All they gotta do is have someone lurk, and not group up as 5. Okay, I'm starting to get a bit worried. On their eco, DRX smoked top C, and everyone just walked up behind it.
Kesnet, MTA. So mixing that up and trying to find the right timings to contest DRX is going to be super important.
And Mouse is dodging most of this util coming his way as well with a Bulldog in hand, Flash. Paranoia to supplement, Smoke to at least cut up the side as well, buy a bit of time, kill trips as well, helping him out. There is that plan online for DRX, so pocket change.
I mean, when no one else is receiving pressure around the map, and Omen sees this, of course he's going to spam. But notice how Crew just flood in without having a worry about any other lane. I'm telling you, a Lurk applying pressure somewhere would stop Crew from stacking or having such a quick reaction. Now, it was an eco, so whatever. On the first full buy, DRX applied pressure on A with a recon dart, Kesnet whiffed on it, forcing him to retreat, and it dragged over the 3 stack. Crew already had a stack forming. This resulted in the entire left side of the map being wide open, allowing the offense to C-split. Then Flashback hung back in Garage and did this.
There's no one to meet him. Crew happy to give this one up. A slight pixel angle. Flashback still committed! And still holding it down.
DRX ended up closing out the round, but imagine for a second, Kesnet shot this dart. He would turn around and notice that no one entered lobby. Then maybe, just maybe, the stack wouldn't form on A, but instead C, and DRX wouldn't win this round so cleanly. I know it's early into this game, but through the first 3 rounds, we haven't really seen DRX set up lurks or apply pressure anywhere. They've just been 5-person slamming sites, and Crew have been in position to counter. That brings us to this round, where it looks like DRX are finally setting up some form of lurk. Cypher and Omen are both in prime position to create pressure in their own way. Omen can smoke and teleport into any of these spots. This would create sound cues for the defense, generating question marks that someone could be in lobby. Or Cypher can cage the cross and cam short. Doing this is quick, simple, but an effective way to generate a ton of pressure. Where did he go? Whatever they do is going to make MTA's life a living hell, especially if DRX break the spy cam holding his short. Now the rest of the offense are ready to pressure mid. Let's see how Crew are going to react to this lobby pressure in their 1-3-1. DRX open the round with a smoke for long, cage the cross, Omen fake teleports, and Bane darts short. But, no one is actually going into lobby? I mean, the defense's recon got both scans off. This isn't that convincing. Crew are keeping their stack. The thing about B, or mid in general, is that it is a way faster avenue to take if you want to rotate than it is going through spawn. So by stacking 3 here, Crew can pivot to either site quickly, or just stack B. Normally, this isn't safe because teams will send lurks through mid to stop you from rotating so quickly. But because DRX are DRX, Crew don't have to worry about that. Now, in the attacker's mind, they've created a couple question marks in A that the defense have to worry about, and now work their way into mid to do the same. Jet peeks into bottom mid, clearing each possible angle. Her and Breach make their way into Garage, Mako smokes the window, and Foxy flashes Buzz in. But Kesnet spams back, chipping down DRX's Breach. Okay, to DRX, it looks like they've created pressure, short, long, and now in Garage. The defense at this point should be on the back foot, guessing where the offense are headed next. But they couldn't be any more wrong. Now pause. I've watched this footage like 30 times, and I don't know how Crew have this read. DRX decided to cut noise, and the defense all of a sudden shift over to stack A? It could be some form of anti-strat, because I watched the past 2 DRX Haven matches against Gen G before this, and here's what I found. In the older one, DRX got smoked, and they set up lurks throughout their attacking half. The second, and more recent, DRX railed Gen G, and just 5-man sites every round. Actually, it was mainly just A. This was more to counter their Viper comp, but it seems like they're doing the same thing here. And look, Cypher has both trips on site to anchor C, not to hold map control, not to hold lurks, and the rest of his team is stacking A. Crew must have the read that DRX are 5-manning everything like you would in your rank games, and Crew know this. MTA is continuously jiggling long, spots a Wild Omen, just in the middle of the open, and retreats to site. The defense is here, and are going to face the attackers head-on.
Ready to defend this again with the fault line. Util is going to be expended, pushed back and away. No one on that dart. UT! Kesnet glides into the side, smokes in their face. DRX might be able to persevere through the thick and thin of it. Shy's the last one left, and as the smoke dissipates, he's granted that easy angle again into the 1v1. Shots rattling. No casualties, but damage done. Flashback, he's low. Cam tagged up, and finally the kill here for Shy.
In 3 of the 4 rounds so far, Crew have been ready to flood in and slam DRX while leaving consistent gaps in their defense. After being rocked this hard multiple times, surely DRX recognize this, right? And on the next round, it looked like Flashback was ready to get lurky. He caged the lobby cross, slipped into this cubby, but this happened.
Let's land in, but did he think it's cleared? Oh my, peace of mind!
Breach should be holding this until it's clear, but yeah, unlucky, I guess. And then it's pretty hard to win an attack round without your Breach and Jet, so they lost. That brings us here, where DRX are forced to save. With their army of Stingers, they're going to apply pressure on A and bolt back into a C split. Last time they pressured A, they went to default garage and then went back to hit A. So maybe this time they'll throw Crew for a loop. Speaking of, they're in the same setup we've seen before. I mean, if it worked before, why not use it again? This cam is nullifying any short pressure. The round opens up with DRX cloudbursting lobby, flashing, creating another teleport sound cue, and their default is capped off with a recon for short. At first, Sova's pushed back, and his teammates are even biting too. I mean, DRX did slam A lot in their previous matchup, so in Crew's head, that's likely. But the attackers have left the area and are creeping up mid and up to garage. And as soon as Shy gets smoked off, the defense start running back.
He's going to be making their way now over towards the C-side. Shock darts, at least to remove most of this one here inside towards the cage. Here's the footsteps.
Not again.
Free fire, no way is Shy surviving into this spot, and we will eventually be dropped. Melza, Paranoia's dished out. The rest of his team now following suit as well. They want to get themselves into the action, into the fray. It's Kesnet Overdrive in his hands, and he's lighting them all up.
Just look at how quick these guys are getting back on a site. Omen popped his ult, Neon got here as quick as it takes for you to hit the subscribe button, and they just flooded site. Now, just imagine for a brief second that DRX had someone, anyone inserted into short. They'd hear the defense rotating, maybe find a timing. Cypher can't stick his cam, his site's getting plowed into. Then maybe DRX shoots Sova in the back. His teammates then have a free A site, and then in the future, Crew are way more careful about how quickly they're shifting. Similar to how in Ranked, when it feels like the defense is just stacking whatever site you hit, odds are that they aren't stream sniping, but instead just over-rotating. And Crew are abusing this in the most textbook way possible. If DRX want a chance, they need to stop 5-manning sites. DRX take a timeout to try and figure out why Crew are always stacking the site they're hitting. This is ridiculous. They're 5-stacking every site we choose. Are they walling? Do they have the stream pulled up on their phones? Coach, what do you think? What should we do? Ooga booga. Hit site good. Hit site real hard. Coming out of the timeout, DRX concocted a plan that sucks. In their 1-4, Omen popped his from the shadows and teleported deep behind enemy lines. From here, DRX were going to split C, but from 3 different avenues. And now this plan on paper works great, maybe in your rank games, but here, it didn't.
TA stuck it! And Shy, he waits round the corner. Mako's baited to stick the ult. It's perfection. And what a play to make still. Fight isn't over yet, but this man will not be denied. Rips away 2 of the lives of DRX. They're going to give them up the site, but it's a consolation prize with DRX. And now Kesnet wants to make another go of things here. To fault line to set it up. Another stunner's just going to be layered all the way through. Rifle aim is on point movement. Just a cherry on top, and Crew cannot be stopped.
The interesting thing about Valorant is that each region has their own unique metas. And this strat happens a lot in NA. Like a lot. I even broke it down in my Furia Neon video. Plus, think about it. If Crew are over-rotating and they hear you going C, don't you think they're going to find Omen and spawn? Well, instead, Crew flanked hard through A main, coming out of their timeout, instead of aggressively rotating through CT. Sova and Cypher's job was to contain, while the death ball barreled through spawn. The retake was perfectly executed. Hopefully by now, DRX realized that they can't just mush everyone up into one site. They gotta slow it down and punish Crew for over-rotating. Otherwise, they'll keep running into stacked sites. So, what's this round look like? Dude! Hey, DRX? Actually, you know what? If I tell them, then they aren't going to learn.
Already a fight going to be taken once more. Oh my goodness. And listen, the weaponry's bad right now for DRX, but these guys are hurting. Able to catch another one, but Stinger in the hands of Mako, it's not good enough.
Well, now it's a 3 versus 4, but could you imagine if DRX had someone lurk up mid? When these Trips and Cam are all grouped up on C? Look at all this free real estate. Instead, they're just walking right back into Crew.
But Crew Going for a reclear, contacting. Mako reveals his hand. Buzz is trying to clear the corner. Bladestorm, rapid fire. Only the one before the trade comes out. Mako is worried about these players. Paranoia does land. Blinded up, sprays them down. Collected into the corner, leaves it down to another 1v1 this time.
It might be a 1 versus 1, but I think DRX's plan is still doo-doo. Regardless, this is where things get scary. With so much time left on the clock, either player could go or be anywhere. Mako hasn't seen Omen all round, so he could be in a multitude of places. But they both kind of just sit around until time runs low, and Mako is forced to gamble and plant backside.
He's got to take a gamble now. Time is low.
It's a smart play. Drops the smoke down over towards B to make at least it feel like to Melzer that he's playing over towards that B angle. Walks most of the way, but now committing to the plant, and that's heard. Melzer, Paranoia. There's a connection. Drops himself down into hell. The reposition. He's out in the open. My God. Almost just plays it poorly, but again, the reposition away, and the mind games are kicking into full effect in this 1v1. The smoke drop down. Melzer taps, and the issue, and hand being forced out of Mako. No stick inside, but pushes forward. Melzer catches him.
It has been 9 rounds of DRX just slamming their head into a wall over and over and over, but now it finally looks like they've adjusted and are setting Cypher up mid on his lonesome in case these 4 run into trouble again. And he'll probably need to bail them out. Crew have invested in the op into the round, and their plan is to set it up on this line with a fault line and recon dart, then stack elsewhere. So DRX need to tread carefully. But the offense starts slower than before. Foxy prepares a flash, but all they do is smoke long. Crew takes the initiative by stunning, darting, and setting up Kesnet for a freebie.
Corner alongside the dart. No one breaks it. It reveals up onto 2 players. Jump spot. Damage through the wall. Mako's still alive though. Now able to at least take up that space out towards A lobby and A long. Kesnet's gone for the pre-fire.
How did that dart even tag these two? They were just standing out in the open. Whatever. Buzz acts quick by cloudbursting Sewer. Bane's recon pushes him back further, but Kesnet quickly repositions, firing into the long smoke. And in the meantime, MTA drones out Sewer to try and confirm that the offense are headed A, but can't get a read. Wait a minute, Cypher, what the are you doing here? You just slapped your cam on the wall and left? Dude, why? Or you didn't even bother to trip C? What if your teammates want to go somewhere else? Now, hold on. Where are you going, Silva? He makes his way back towards C, all by himself, checking each corner, but for what? What on earth are DRX planning?
Take flight.
Do we seriously think this drone is going to bait over rotates? As a matter of fact, Breach is now suspicious and is leaning towards A, where the rest of DRX are headed.
Smokes up and away, blind in his face as well, and he wants to get the hell out of there. They're giving up the site entirely. Kill collected down to Bane. That was just up through mid. Now the only at least silver lining potential.
DRX have stormed the site, but not without losing their initiator. Melzer knew that Bane was just C, so he had to come this way. What is that dumbass doing? Now, while Omen makes his way over to retake, MTA is ripping his laser through sight, trying to delay the plant so the rest of his team can group up and do this.
Rolling Thunder in their back pocket. DRX desperate to get this plant down. Still with that player disadvantage. Here it is, sent flying. Might be used into a response, so it's just a 1-for-1. And Foxy9 does take down Shy. Still holding on to the site. Wall up and over to the top. The retake is going to be difficult. Again, Kesnet just blindly firing away and through with that op in his hands. He's hoping for an easy kill. Buzz dominating the smoke, but does not win out his fight. And up through heaven, it all has to be contained. Flashback of Mako, and down and out!
Okay, well, this retake kind of just fell flat on its face. Yeah, after Crew used the Rolling Thunder, Foxy answered back with his own, but after that, I don't know what Kesnet was thinking. It's like he didn't want to give his op away so he could burst into the retake. I mean, it could have been nasty. Just look at the utility they had, and that no one followed up off of. The worst part about this is that DRX are going to think that that worked, and just 5-man somewhere else. And they are. DRX are slamming A as 5, while Crew are primed to fight Lobby as 3, Flood A or Anchor B with these two, and C with a full Cypher setup. Omen, you're still in spawn. Go, man. Go lurk mid. It's not too late. DRX exploded on the buy phase behind a flashpoint, recon, but Omen's headed to heaven. This added pressure has Kesnet's head on a swivel. Having to worry about 2 fronts is not easy, so he starts to back off site. But look, all of Crew are already here. 12 seconds into the round. DRX, sell a fake, or Something, please!
Towards Heaven, but he's not going to be punished for it. Paranoia sweeps through. Smoke up into Heaven for him to play around. He's waiting for the rest of his team to get in, and he leaps into the fray, trying to take the fight with a Cloudburst in play, but already Kesnet is dropping them all like flies. DRX will have to answer back once more. This is ridiculous, man!
Do you see how fast these guys are starting to retake? You don't even need a lurker. A fake would work so incredibly well. You'd snap Crew's ankles and stop them from over-rotating in future rounds. If it ever feels like the enemy team is always stacking the sites you're hitting on attack, then you guys are DRX. Stop being DRX. Guys, if you can't fit a square in a circle-shaped hole, what do? Stop trying to ram it in. But not if you're DRX, because this round they're going to apply in quotation marks, pressure A, and then run it down C, while Crew are going to have constant full information on A side and get ready to flood in on either part of the map with these three. This setup's really strong if you never have to worry about mid and can just sprint to either site whenever you please. DRX open up the round by being useless. Cage cross, fake TP, dart, you get the drill. MTA's recon doesn't get broken. All the attackers sprint back towards C and scale up behind Sova's drone. It barely misses Cypher. He pops both his sight cages, and what do you know? Crew's already here.
So this side, but they're setting themselves up as a Paranoia, and the fault line out through into the back again, and already this util is just a little bit too late and delayed. Foxy9 presses the advantage through the smoke, but the spike drop down now, and everybody once more falls.
I think DRX are setting the record on this channel for the shortest consecutive rounds broken down or something. Look at the timestamps. But yeah, so I hope you guys understand that by just 5-man running it down every round, good teams are going to start rotating quickly and shutting you down. Defaulting and planting lurks can solve this. They can listen for rotates, go for backstabs, and prevent this from happening. Or even sell a fake. The teams that over-rotate like Crew did here are going to bite hard, which is another way that leads to a free site. But I gotta applaud Crew. They did their homework and studied the way that DRX plays this map. A+ for them. The fruits of their labor have finally paid off in this last round as well. With all their saved up credits, they can afford 2 ops. Count them. And it doesn't really matter what DRX want to do. I mean, it looks like they're finally defaulting, but towards C, where lurkers can't really lurk, to grab Breach's final orb. But I mean, come on. 12 rounds in. I don't know, DRX made their bed, and now it's time to sleep in it.
They're getting actually going to pick onto the C side. Into the B sides. Rifles into their hands. Back up Wavenry. There's no slowing it.
Yeah, this game was almost as embarrassing as that time Global Esports ran Viper as their only controller. It was really bad.